Hello, and welcome to my channel called Growth in Equity. We discuss all things real estate here in Richmond, Virginia, and surrounding areas. My name is James Robinson, and I am a licensed realtor. If this is your first time here, please do not hesitate to like and subscribe if you find the information useful and would like to see more. Also, feel free to leave a comment should you have any questions or suggestions about the material found in the video. Now let's go ahead and get started. All right, in the last video, we spoke about the process of making an offer. In this video, we'll be covering the concept of the earnest money deposit, also known as the good faith deposit, and what makes this portion of the home buying process significant. Now, when you're purchasing a home, you must keep in mind that this is a big purchase. In fact, it's safe to say that buying a home will probably be the biggest purchase that most people will ever make in their lives. With that being said, there will need to be some assurance from you as the buyer made to the seller to indicate that you are indeed going to buy the property. That assurance is exactly what the earnest money deposit is, an upfront payment made by you, typically in the form of a cashier's check, to let both the agent and the seller know that you mean business. The amount of the earnest money deposit is typically 1 to 3% of the purchase price of the property, but this can vary depending on the negotiations. For example, to buy a home that has a purchase price of $250,000, an earnest money deposit would be needed in the amount of $2,500 to move forward with that contract. It's also worth mentioning that the size of the deposit can make your offer more attractive when competing with other buyers to edge out the competition. After the offer has been made and accepted, you would have a few days to get the money to your agent to be deposited into the escrow account by the brokerage. There it will be kept in safekeeping until the closing of the property. Also, be sure to note that the deposit is meant to be given to the broker and not the seller. Be cautious of anyone who tells you otherwise because it could be a scam. Uh, if all is good during the due diligence period and everything has gone as planned, then the earnest money deposit will ultimately be used to satisfy a portion of the final closing costs at the end. It's also important to know that if you should fail to fulfill your end of the contract, the seller will be allowed to keep your good faith deposit, even though you did not follow through with purchasing the property. This is meant to compensate them for the lost time and energy they could have been spent finding another buyer. Remember, once the offer has been made and accepted, all other potential buyers will be stopped from viewing the home. So the agreement now depends upon you as the sole buyer to make good on your offer. I would recommend to any buyer that you make yourself fully aware of all the contingencies and stipulations within the contract that govern the use of your earnest money deposit. Doing so is part of your responsibility, so make sure you take it seriously. Okay, I got one last tip for you regarding your earnest money deposit, and that is simply that it doesn't have to be money. That's right. In the state of Virginia, you are allowed to use other valuables such as jewelry, collectibles, valuable painting, or even an antique car if you so desire. As long as the seller agrees and that agreement is written as part of the contract, it is perfectly legal. Just note that the cash value of an item will be documented in the transaction. All right, that's all I got for now. The next video in the home buying process will begin our due diligence phase, the first of which being is the home inspection. Watch the next video and I'll tell you all about it.